All right, guys, welcome back to Gat Cat Till, and we're at nightfall, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for a laser review under night vision. Now, today we're bringing you the latest from Laserspeed M6TR-V. Now, two major changes happened. One, they went to VCSEL technology. Now, while I have harped that when you go off brand, which Laserspeed's a name brand at this point, but when you go off kilt and you get full power, VCSEL doesn't mean much. However, what I've learned in reality, VCSEL doesn't have the petri dishes and it doesn't have the artifacts going away from it. So it's a very clean laser and it gives you a lot of power, and cutting power it does have. We're going to see it all the way out to 270 tonight, and we're going to show you what it looks like compared to the older Laserspeed LS-M6 EEL edition. Now, the second thing they've brought in is the flashlight end cap. Now, this is ingenious. You're able to take your existing Laserspeed M6TR if it has the markings on the back. That is critical. I tried it with my model that didn't have the markings. It did have the switches, just not the markings. And the cap doesn't fit quite flush and it just doesn't work. So you need to have those markings. But if you do, you can pick up just the flashlight head, and now you have a 4-in-1 device in the same footprint as your existing Laserspeed LS-M6. Now, this is already a small unit. They did a phenomenal job when they upgraded the first LS-M6 to the LS-M6TR. And now they've kept the same footprint, added the white light, and went VCSEL. We still have that something like 35 or 50, 40, I believe it is, milliwatt output for our illuminator. We're still rocking a 5 milliwatt laser, which is above that eye-safe threshold. So please don't give your buddies those free LASIKs. But it's a clean laser. It seems a little bit dimmer when I've been running this. I've been running it for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks now, out in the backyard range, just with some 9mm stuff, and mainly just running it to see what it does. And honestly, the laser is cleaner, it's less bloomy. I don't know if they dim the power on it like they did for some of those Cold Harbor supply units, but the VCSEL is just phenomenal. And to top everything off, because this is our CQC gun, we've got the Villian something. I'll put the link down there somewhere, somehow, or the name. But it's the Villian diffuser caps. And this does essentially what you did with the Maul, where the Maul you had that close encounter flood. This takes that VCSEL illuminator, and when you've got it on the widest setting, you get glorious, and I mean glorious flood lighting. So this is a huge win. The LS-M6TR-V is a huge win. But what else is Laserspeed up to these days? If you haven't noticed, because I need to turn the gun around, we've got the new Nova R1 Laserspeed optic. Now, a couple little things to note about it. One, they took the EOTech design for the circle with the dashes and the dot, and they made it 7 different reticles. You can have just the circle, just the dot, just circle with dot. You can have the hashtags with the circle and the dot, the hashtags with a circle, no dot. You can have just the hashtags, which makes a little cross with the dot, or the hashtags, no dot. Benefit to that is going to be under night vision, because sometimes when you just have the dot, it gives a little bit bloom or it just doesn't register really well. This is night vision compatible, by the way. They've got all your dimming power you need to be daylight bright or to be dim enough to be able to use under nod and not have to worry about blooming or damaging your tubes. Pretty stinking cool. The price point on this, though, it's pretty insane. I believe what I saw was around 130. It could go up. Tariffs are doing a number, guys. The tariff market, man, if you haven't seen the news, Somo Gear is no longer shipping to the US until this tariff situation gets resolved as of like May 3rd. So if you need a Chinese laser, you might want to jump the gun now and start getting those orders in. But nevertheless, we're talking about the sight here. We've got it zeroed. We've got our laser zeroed. And we're just going to do a little bit of peppering around to kind of see how everything's running. Once the sun completely goes out, which is pretty close, we're going to do some white light demonstrations with the Viz laser with no nods to just kind of hit some still and see how it looks. We're going to do that recording with a regular camera. And then we're going to do all of our night vision filming to show you what the VCSEL looks like in comparison to the EEL version, how the lasers may have changed, in my opinion, to be a little bit dimmer. And of course, can we still hit 270 with our glorious 5.5-inch 5.56? So without further talking, let's get to it. All right, guys. So one of the things that I also wanted to mention was we still maintain our crane port functionality. However, really interesting, I think it's just my unit. My mod button didn't work on this one. And my other LS-M6TR, I have to turn it to a certain angle to get it to work. It didn't work on this one, but the included crane port switch with their new and improved button, which I think they just kind of chopped their other one up. I like it though. It's small, it works, it holds, and the crane port can go in any direction. So, you know what? It's okay. And my mod button, it's old. It's probably got something issues. So let's just go ahead and connect on some steel. We're going to use the optic, and then we're going to go to Viz Laser just to make sure everything's good. And when the night goes down, we'll do some more shooting, but a little bit different. Shooter ready. Let's see if I can hit something today. There we go. Let's go out to 100. Okay, let's go to 125. There's no flash on 125. Okay, I was hitting it. I heard the ding better that time. All right, now we're going to go ahead and try for Buffalo, which is 175. I believe there's a flasher on it. There it is. No flasher, though. Hit something still. Huh. Okay, well, that was the last of that mag. Didn't mean to keep doing so many double taps there. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more. But let's change it up. Let's go ahead and use the laser just to see how we're connecting. Again, we're just going to do a little cant here. So we're going to double tick to get it to stay on, and then to go into high power mode. This is the tricky part that you don't realize for the laser. 1, 2, 3. And now it's on high. Let's go. These double taps are really, they're making it a little difficult to focus here. Okay, I pulled the shot. Laser, it's fantastic. Guys, welcome to the beginning of the night shoot. You probably can't see me too well, and that's okay. We're gonna light this scene up a little bit. There we go, cameraman. Cameraman never dies, so don't worry. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use the Laserspeed M6TR-V light head, and we're gonna do it on combo with laser. We're not gonna do too much. We're gonna just kind of set it up there. Now, I do want you to notice something. Laser comes on first, and then the light comes on thereafter. Laser, light. Laser, light. It's a little bit quicker after you've done it once, but the very first time you actually initiate it, there's a little bit of a delay. Another thing I noticed in my testing for the past few days, or weeks, I guess now, when the battery starts going dead, you're going to lose the laser in the light. The light will hold out to the very end, the laser will not. So when you're thinking, oh, where's my laser? I'm on the laser light setting, and you just have light, change your battery. And another thing that has been said, if you are using the light head, go ahead and get the 3.7 volt CR123 batteries. It makes a difference. That's how you get your full brightness out of this thing. Right now, we're just using standard lithium 3.6 volt 123s. But let's go ahead, shut up, and get on target. All in all, not too bad. A little more double taps than I'd imagine I would be doing. Let's go ahead. We're going to take a little bit of a walk, and we're going to scan some various distances, talk about how this light's throwing. So if we're looking here right now, cameraman, where are we at?
Oh, that one, 50. Well, 40 from here.
40 from here. Okay. We touch out right there. That's about 65 from here.
Correct.
And then right down there where we can't even see the laser anymore. There it goes. Ooh, uh-oh. Remember what I said about the laser going out first? These batteries are already dead. So what happens is, no laser. Laser goes bye-bye. That is an indicator your battery's going out. So we're going to put some fresh CR123s in prior to starting, but we still have light. Let's go ahead and look at a little more distances. So we've got a silhouette down there. We're about 90 yards. After we get past about 90 yards, I don't think this is very usable. Once we're inside, 25, 40, 65, up close, that ID target that's probably about 10 yards away, man, that's perfect. So in a CQB environment, awesome light. Now, I do want to go ahead and compare it real quick to my Surefire. This is a 640V, so it's the dual head. We've got it for IR, we've got it for white light. Honestly, I'm going to take it off this gun because I don't need it anymore. Again, 10 yards, great. Good at 40, okay at 65, but look at this. 90 yards, I get no visibility down there. We're going to switch it back up, and even this is on, remember, this battery's starting to die. It cuts through, and I've got the ability to identify the target at 90 yards. laser staying on, so maybe the battery's got a little bit more juice than I thought. But all right, let's go ahead, change batteries, put on night vision because it's dark, and let's get to the night vision footage.
Guys, welcome to the night vision portion. Now, we've had some hiccups with our recorder, so bear with me. But this first look is with the Villain Weapon Defense System diffuser, and you can see that it actually does a really good job of flooding. With the plate rack at about 15 yards, we get nice and clean looks. With the silhouettes on the left-hand side, they're sitting about 40 yards from us, and then of course the more on the right is about 50, and just it lights them up well. Now, this is of course with the VCSEL on our high with the high laser, and we can see all the way out to 270, no issue. Looking back, this is the EEL version of the LS-M6, the original on the right side. You can see that it's a much hotter looking diode, but the VCSEL is cleaner, and here in a second we're going to see that it goes just a wee bit wider than the original. Now, when you size it down to about the same, you're going to see that you still get about the same cutting power, with them both being approximately 30 milliwatt on high power. Now guys, I've really enjoyed using the M6TRs in the past, and I am loving the new VCSEL version. You get very clear illumination. The laser seems to actually be just a tad softer, even though the rating is still, I believe, at that either 10 or 5 milliwatt output. You still get that heavy laser beam. Everything you enjoy from the full power goodness. Changing things up, we're at the first person view, and looking through our Nova 6 optic, you get a nice and clean reticle. That's because it does have 2 night vision settings, so we can get that power down low enough to be able to view through it. All in all, for an entry budget night vision optic, this is pretty good. We're running it here with our illuminator only on low mode, so we can start engaging some targets. Look and see how we're doing firing. It's handled everything that we've thrown at it in the past, and this is no exception. Guys, these are built up to spec for the roughest abuse. They are waterproofed by and large. They are impact rated. They are duty ready. Guys, there is no need to buy that PEC 15 that fell off the back of the truck. That Somo Gear Ingall that's going to die in the first rain battle that you get into. Guys, LS-M6TR-V is the new gold standard. Get one, enjoy it, and stay safe.